Leadership is basically the action of leading a group of people or an organization. Are we understanding this nuance? A lot of times I think we get caught up in thinking leadership is about me. And it's like, no, leadership is about the action. It's how you are actually showing up. It's what you are actually doing. How are you actually being? It's not about you. It's the action of leading a group of people or an organization. How are you addressing your people? How are you leading your people? How are you teaching your people? How are you guiding your people? How are you interacting with them? How are you actually leading them? That is what leadership is. It's not about you. Less about the self, more about the service. How do you show up in service? How do you serve? How do you take action? Are we following? I want us to really understand this right out the gate, because the ego wants to make leadership about you. The ego is like, oh, me, I'm the leader. I want to be the leader. Look at me. I look at what a leader I am. I'm a leader. Call me this and call me that and call me the boss and call me CEO and call me this, an entrepreneur and this and that. And it's like, bro, stop. Not about you. And then the second definition of this, the state or position of being a leader. Strong leadership is when you can encourage, motivate, influence, inspire, challenge, and connect people through a common goal or purpose. Strong leadership builds these relationships in any organization, in a family, in a relationship, in a team, in a work culture where there is healthy communication, co-creation, creativity, accountability, personal responsibility, and problem solving. So think about how this exists or doesn't exist in your workplace, in your relationships, in your households, in your communities, in your friend groups, even in your social circles, in your professional network circles. Do these things exist? Leadership does not necessarily have to be about your title or a role in an organization per se. I would love for y'all to firstly think about leadership as a lifestyle. Living in high love, high integrity is a lifestyle. Doing the work is a lifestyle. Your conscious career path is nothing more than a side effect of you living a conscious lifestyle. By choosing to be the leader of your own life, you naturally become a leader in every aspect of your life. And others see you as a leader simply for the way that you live. By taking care of all 5 layers of your body and all 5 pillars, you will naturally rise to the top and be someone people want to follow and aspire to be. Let's talk about the 5 layers of the body and leadership. So obviously the 5 layers of the body, to recap: physical, energetic, mental, emotional, wisdom, spiritual, and bliss. You should always be taking care of all 5 of your layers, or considering your 5 layers at all times. You are an interconnected, holistic being. So don't forget that. And we can apply that to literally any and every aspect of your life. So let's start with the physical layer of the body. Possessing a strong and healthy body not only shows that you know how to take care of yourself, but it means that you have discipline, consistency, timeliness, commitment, and dedication. Why? I trust somebody that's pretty fit and jacked to a certain degree because I'm like, oh, this never misses the gym. He has that workout on his calendar every single day of the week and he doesn't miss. Now, I don't know how he is with his mental, emotional body. I don't know about his spiritual life, but this fool does not miss the gym. He keeps his schedule. If you have a strong and healthy body, to me, it shows that you have discipline, consistency, timeliness, commitment, and dedication. And that is what you will be as well, because that's what's required. In order for you to have a strong and healthy body, you have to have discipline, consistency, timeliness, commitment, and dedication. They go together. So this is why it's so important for you to take care of your physical body first. And it's a muscle that you have to build. If you do not possess a strong and healthy body, that's okay. Don't be like, well, looks like that's not in the cards. It's like, no. That's why you develop that muscle. These are the qualities I would want in anyone who's guiding and leading me along my life, my career, anything. Energetic. Let's talk about your energetic body. Having high, clear, focused energy, it does not mean that you're bouncing off the walls and you're wired and you can go a million miles a minute. Okay, that is not what it means to have high energy. Having high, clear, focused energy actually means that you show up authentically. To me, high energy equals authenticity. True, pure high energy. I'm not talking about hopped up, caffeinated, junky high energy, okay? That's like all like hopped up on stimulants, okay? That's not authentic. You're medicated. But when you are well rested, hydrated, fed, exercise, blood pumping through your system, meditated, not medicated, but meditated. You have high, clear, focused energy. That means you can show up authentically with a full tank. So if someone has a healthy, energetic body, this shows that you know how to manage your time. You know how to delegate and ask for help when needed. You know when to take breaks because you're energized. A burned out leader is not an effective leader. If your leader is always tired all the time, I don't know, that's a red flag. A high energy, clear, focused person in general to me is like, oh, this person knows how to take care of themselves. This means that this person possesses the skills of time management, energy management, delegation. They know how to ask for help. They know how to take breaks. They know when to pump the brakes. They know when to draw the line, which means I would imagine that they would know how to do that with their employees. They would know how to do that with their team. They know when they're pushing too hard. They know when people need a break. They understand the value of having a full tank because they possess it themselves and they seek it themselves. Let's talk about your mental and emotional layer of your body. When you do the work, when you take care of your emotional and mental body, you become aware. Being aware of your projections, feelings, stories, and biases are key to being a compassionate and challenging leader. There should be a balance between compassion and challenge. The more you are aware of your own personal projections, feelings, stories, and biases, you can actually be compassionate and challenging at the same time. Otherwise, if you're not aware of them, then you might be overly compassionate. And I say that with air quotes when really you're just rescuing because of your own stuff and your own wounds. I don't want them to be mad at me. I want them to like me. I want to rescue them. And then if you're not aware of your projections, feelings, and stories, you can just end up being just too challenging, right? Where you're just always pushing people, always setting all these expectations, but all you're doing is just passing down how you were raised. You were raised on high expectations, not high standards. And so you now project that and expect that out of your team and your employees. So this is why it's so important for you to do your own mental and emotional work and create that awareness so that you can really strike that balance from a clear-headed place. And so taking care of your own mental and emotional health is really taking care of everyone else's around you as well. Now let's talk about the wisdom spiritual body. Your wisdom spiritual body is the part of you that knows how to trust the process, that knows how to have faith. When you have a strong wisdom spiritual body, you possess strong belief in yourself. And you also have strong belief in others, which means you also have strong belief in the mission, in the project, and the goal that you are working towards. And without that strong belief, without that strong conviction, and without that trust in the process, you can't be a strong leader. If you really, really want to be a strong leader, even if you have a hard time like with the project, or maybe the goal is a little bit like, ooh, like, at first, instead of now rippling that and grumbling that to your other teammates or complaining about it to other people and saying, well, I don't really agree with these goals, but I guess we better suck it up and make it happen and deliver this by the end of the quarter. That's not a leader I want to follow. That's not leadership quality. Another way to think about this is if you don't agree with the project, then it is up to you as the leader of the team or the leader of your life or whatever to then go straight to the source and just be like, hey, I have a couple things that are coming up for me and I'm concerned about X, Y, and Z. Can you walk me through it and help me better understand why this was the goal in the first place? Because right now I'm telling myself that this is arbitrary. I'm telling myself that this is actually unnecessary work. So maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I need some more context. Is there data to back up the reason why we're actually seeking this kind of KPI? Like, is there a reason why we need to deliver this by the end of this quarter versus by the end of the year? It's on you as that strong leader to ask those questions and to inquire and to do a deeper dive before you just go, oh, this is stupid, and not trust the process. By you trusting the process, by you actually wanting to understand and have more belief, that is also coming from your wisdom spiritual body. It's you saying, I want to understand more deeply. I want to actually approach this from a place of wisdom and not reaction. I want to approach this from a place of maturity and not immaturity. If you do not believe in your own self or the goal you're working towards, how can you expect your family, friends, team, community, or company to as well? No one wants to follow someone who doesn't have conviction about where they're going. Having strong belief in yourself and where you're going helps others have strong belief in themselves and where they're headed to. Last but not least, the bliss layer of the body. If you are not making time for bliss, you will bleed dissatisfaction, negativity, and stress onto everyone around you. And no one wants to follow a grumpy, complaining, and uptight person who cannot have fun. Leaders do this, dictators do that. Very, very simple. So it's very easy for you to know the difference. Leaders show you what to do. They walk the talk. How often have we had parents, managers, bosses? They just tell us what to do, but they don't even do it themselves. So they'll tell you to be a certain way. They'll tell you to be on time, but they're not on time. They'll tell you that you have to be nice, but they're not nice. A lot of times, dictators' mentality is do as I say, not as I do. So y'all know that saying, right? So this is exactly that. Leaders are loving and guiding. They show you, they guide, they push, they pull. Dictators are controlling and manipulative. They try to control the situation. They want the certain outcome to happen. They don't trust you. If I'll just do it myself, they don't want to delegate. Leaders want to work and integrate with the people. Dictators tell people what to do and want people to work for them. Leaders, they're in it, right? Like, yes, of course you have to delegate, but to me, delegating is working with and integrating with, because you're very aware of what's happening and you're like, okay, cool. So like, these are some of the things that need to be done. We need to get this up and running. We need to get up to speed here. We need to actually like get up to speed in this area, and you're in it, right? Whereas dictators just like, they just want to just tell you what to do and just do it. Just get it done and get it done right. And you don't feel like you have that guidance. You're afraid that you'll do it wrong because you didn't really get that support. You know, you didn't get that like mentorship and that guidance. You want to work and integrate with the people, not just tell them what to do and just think it's not like they're just coming to work for you. Are your employees working for you or are they working with you? Do you see how that little nuance can make a difference in the way that you approach them and the way that they can also feel valued and a part of what you're doing, versus them just like being at your beck and call and them just being somebody that like collects a paycheck because they're doing shit for you? Leaders always think about what is best for the greater good. Dictators think about what's best for themselves, me versus we. And again, I know this sounds very cliche, but I really want you guys to think about this for a second, because we're egoic human beings. We're more focused on, you know, how this is going to make me look, how I'm going to be able to get to the top by executing this project, how I'm going to look if my department does well. And so are you getting your team to do all the things so that you look good? Or are you getting the team to do a good job so that you're all moving up together? Leaders know that respect is earned. The reality is someone ends up becoming a leader organically or not because people respect them, people look up to them, people trust them, right? So it's not just respect, but there's a respect. But the thing is, it's earned, and it's not like earned like, oh, I was striving for it, but it's earned through lifestyle, just being the way that you show up. So I want to make sure that I reiterate that. So with that said, leaders know that respect is earned where dictators demand it. There's a huge difference. Leaders have a global and collective vision. And when I say global vision, I don't necessarily mean like literally internationally. When I say global, I literally mean like a 360 view, right? You're able to look at the entire lay of the land. You're able to zoom out and you're able to see the entire sphere of what's happening. And you have that global vision versus dictators who have a personal agenda. And it's very one-track minded. They often have one destination or one kind of end goal in mind, and they're trying to steer and manipulate the situation to make sure that that is played out, or that that's seen to the end. But leaders can actually go beyond your personal agenda and actually just look at the greater vision, which actually keeps you in a more respectable leadership position. Leaders take accountability and RR, where dictators blame others for their mistakes. Of course, there will always be times where people on your team, where someone truly is making mistakes and they drop the ball and so forth. Okay. And of course that will happen, right? Like mistakes happen. But also, before you just get mad or just before you just try to find someone else as the reason why maybe you didn't like meet a certain deadline or win the project or win the contract or pass some kind of review or something like that. It's so important for us to take accountability in RR as leaders. So it's like, where did I mess up? Before we can blame the teammate, we can also see where we can take accountability in RR for when those things aren't working out for us. Okay. I think this one's really important for us as well. I think this is applicable in any situation and not just in like a work leadership position, but leaders use rewards and motivation. Dictators use fear and threats. And I think so many of us are used to this, right? Many of us have been raised under this kind of mindset. Shout out to Asian parenting. And think about how that's rippled into your own jobs, right? Every time your manager emails you, every time your manager pings you and asks you to talk, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to get fired. Like immediately, no matter what, you think you're going to get fired. And so that is part of that conditioning that you've probably received. But if you don't have to be that person, you can change the way that you motivate and lead your people. So use rewards, use motivation, use incentive, bonuses, things like that. Just flipping the script. So leading with abundance and not scarcity. Leaders want to see everything and everyone grow and transform in some way, shape, or form. As a leader, you want your employees to get promoted. Like, let's say you're a manager, right? You want your employees to sell more than you ever sold before. You want your team to do a presentation better than you ever did it before, because that is proof that you showed them the way and you set them up for success. And that's what's supposed to happen. If you are truly leading and teaching, they are supposed to take that and really be able to build off of that. But see, dictators are insecure. So they want control and they want to maintain power. They don't like change. They want to keep you just under their thumb. And you can feel that. You can feel that they don't want to like quite like let anyone outshine them. And that's normal. That's human nature. And I get all of that. I've definitely had my moments of that. So it doesn't mean that this may not come up for you, right? I mean, you might feel competitive when someone new is hired on your team for the same job as you or whatever, right? Just trust that if people around you are growing, that's not a bad thing. You always want to be in an environment where things are growing, period. Do you want to be living somewhere where there's fertile land, fertile soil, things blooming and growing and thriving? Or do you want to be in a desolate, abandoned place where it's a food desert and there's nothing growing? Makes sense? So it's never a bad thing when you see people around you growing. That's why being in community, being in here is so important to our growth. That's why we grow so fast, because we're just constantly growing in here. Leaders want to serve, dictators want to be served. The entire point of you being in a management position is not just about your own paycheck and your own titles and your own corporate ladder, but it's about like how you fit into this vision, this mission for the company and for the people and everybody to thrive together. Because here's the thing, when you work for a big company, you need everyone at their best. You need everyone to thrive so that the company can keep running, so the company can keep thriving, so the company can keep making money, so that you can keep making money. So when you then get caught up in just your path, you're putting yourself in a vacuum. It's like, no, 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 no. You are part of 1,000 other people that are supposed to make this company thrive. And when the company makes money, you make money. And we forget about that. Leaders hold up mirrors and hold you accountable. Dictators criticize. Okay? So big nuance there. And this is something that obviously you will get better and better at as you do the work, as you get better with holding space. When you don't know how to hold space, you're just ready to just ABT, right? Assume, blame, tell. When you don't know how to hold space, you can't wait to jump in and criticize instead of like really like sitting with them and then helping them see where maybe they could upgrade their mindset. With leadership, when there is actual leadership, okay, the energy is inspiring, it's fun, it's exciting, it's fulfilling, and it's also liberating, right? You feel free to express yourself, you feel free to create, you feel free to speak up and raise your hand and try things, and it feels very liberating. You wake up feeling free, like you feel that like joy and fulfillment, right? Even though you have to go to work in the morning, you don't feel like, oh God, I have to go to this like jail, you know? You feel a sense of like you're free to live your life, and this job happens to be part of that choice for you. On top of that, co-creation is the way things happen when there is strong leadership. And everyone feels part of the creative process. There is an energizing and comforting effect of being in the presence of a strong leader. And you know you can make mistakes because you trust that they are there to help you. And of course, now this is on you to also work through your own projections and fears and whatever. And I'm not talking about that part. But ideally, you know, if you are also in a healthy place, you would know that you can make mistakes and all that. Okay, so a dictatorship, the energy is draining, fearful, and creativity is low. It's draining, it's not energizing, it's fearful, not fun, and creativity is low. No co-creation, just a bunch of telling what to do, slogging away, cogging away. There is a dread of being in their presence. There's a dread. You're afraid to make mistakes and you walk on eggshells around them. They can be unpredictable and defensive. How do I become a better leader? First of all, obviously do the work to heal. This is the best leadership training. It is not in tactics. I think that's really important to remember. Leadership is not about tactics. Tactics basically is just manipulation. Right? It's another word for that. Like you're not just trying to manipulate people to like you and to do what you want. Right? When you do your work, it'll just naturally ripple. Because remember that hurt people hurt people. When you do not deal with your unhealed wounds, you'll project, dictate, control, manipulate, lie, push, force, strive, and drag others with you. But when you are working on your unhealed wounds, you're more compassionate, you're more understanding, you're able to see the big picture, and you want to lead with love because you are genuinely wanting to be a better person in general. So of course, you're going to want to naturally be a better person in the workplace as well. And then you naturally end up extending the same grace and patience to others as you do for yourself. This just happens. You don't have to try to do this. It's going to just naturally happen. So that's why I say just start with yourself. It'll naturally happen. And then you extend the same high standards onto others as you do yourself as well. So by you having those high standards for yourself, you will naturally extend those high standards onto others, which then what? Makes your team the best, which makes you the best leader, and it makes your team the best, makes you the best department, makes you the best squad, makes you the best team, makes you the best community. It just makes you the best group, organization, whatever it is. Makes sense, right? Because you raise the bar on yourself, you naturally raise the bar on others because that's, you know, like, why would you be at a 10 and then be like, oh, it's cool if you're a 5? You wouldn't do that. All right, let's keep going. This part is so important. This is high love, high integrity. Be the most trustworthy person they know. I don't feel like I even need to expand on this. As long as you're doing the work, as long as you're leading with high love, high integrity, you will naturally become that. So you don't have to worry about how do I become trustworthy. Just close your tickets. Get to the point. Make clear requests. Don't waffle. Don't be wishy-washy. You already know the drill. Respect your people's time as well. You know how a lot of times I feel like this nuance is really important to talk about because you know how we always talk about like my time, my time, my time. I got to protect my time, my calendar, my boundaries, my time. But that can turn into dictator energy really fast. So I want you to also be mindful of other people's time as well. Don't waste your team's time. Don't pull people into meetings just so you can talk about yourself. Don't waste their time. Respect your team's time. Only get on calls if you absolutely need to. Only talk about things that you don't just drag on and on for no reason, right? Nobody likes that, right? This could have been an email, right? So respect your people's time. Empower them. Trust them. Give them space. Give them opportunities. Literally let them do things, right? Empower them, trust them. And then that also takes things off your plate. Educate them. Teach them. Spend time with them. Guide them. How many times have you had a boss that's just like, oh, whatever, you'll figure it out. That's why I hired you. It's like, no, actually, like guide them. Teach them, show them. Be a teacher. Be your most authentic self because your energy is what draws people to you.